Hey there everyone, this is cloudchief. In today's video I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about upgrading Relic, Artifact, and Empyrean armors. Just to be clear, for this video I am talking just about armor pieces. I'm not talking about weapons at all. So if I refer to Relic or Artifact or Empyrean, I'm always referring to the armor for this video. To be able to upgrade the armor pieces, you need to go talk to Maniset in Port Juno. To be able to get in the process, you do need to have Limbus access though. You need to have gone through COP and have access to C. You would know that you have Limbus access by talking to Sagira, that's right next to Maniset, and see if you can obtain soap, because you need soap to do Limbus. To upgrade the items, there's various items that you're going to need for the process. You of course would first need the base piece, whether it's the Relic, Artifact, or Empyrean set. You would then also need REM chapters. Just so that we're clear, Chapter 1 is always used for head, Chapter 2 is always for body, Chapter 3 is always for hands, Chapter 4 is always for legs, and Chapter 5 is always for feet. If your base piece is upgraded, then typically you are going to need less chapters, but I wouldn't even worry about that. Chapters are very easy to obtain, so I would just typically go with the bottom base piece, except for relics, which I will touch on later. So across all sets, when you're upgrading it to the 109 version, you will need material, and as you can see by the chart, for the head you'll need a phoenix feather, body marble fiber, hands beetle blood, legs Damascus cloth, and feet ox blood. In addition to the base piece, the chapters, and the piece, depending on what piece you're upgrading, whatever the ingredient is, you'll also need another ingredient per job. You can refer to this list here, which is by jobs. Typically, the relic is going to be something that's obtained in Dynamis. You might need to obtain it and then have it crafted, but all of this you can buy off the auction house. Artifact stuff just has like craft-based stuff, and Empyrean stuff actually has NM drops from Abyssia. So Runefencer and Geo came out in Adeline when they had item level. So after you complete their quests, you get the gear immediately as 109. It then follows the normal upgrade process from 109 to 119. But you don't have to worry about upgrading it from, say, a base piece or whatever to the 109, as they automatically come to that when you finish the quest. So just to quickly touch over it, if I was upgrading, say, Warrior Head, I would just obtain the Fighter's Mask. I would not take the time to upgrade that to the +1. I would then trade the 10 chapters, Tiger Leather, and Phoenix Feather, and then I would get the 109 Artifact version for the Warrior Head. For Empyrean armor, you do need to at least go through the process and get it to at least +1. If it's the +1 version, then you can do it for the 10 REM chapter slips. And if you happen to have the +2 version, then it would only cost you the 5. And then again, you would need whatever boss drop or NM drop from Abyssia, and then whatever the slot ingredient is. As for relics, relics are actually kind of tricky, but I have a way of getting around that. If you try to upgrade the base relic piece, so the literal drop that you get in Dynamis, if you tried to just upgrade it from there to the 109 piece, you would of course need the job slot, the piece slot. You would also need 10 chapters, and then you would also need 2 100 Dynamis pieces. That can cost a lot of money, so you don't want to do that. If you somehow get it upgraded to the +1 version, which you would do that by getting the -1 and COP Dynamis, and then go through the upgrade process there, you can get it to +1. It would only cost you 100 piece. But I don't recommend you do that either. What I recommend you doing is taking the base piece and go into the Moogle Armor Magian and have it upgraded from the base piece to the +2 piece. To do this, if you're going from the base piece to the +2 piece, you would need 50 Forgotten pieces. If it is the head piece, it would be Forgotten Thought, body's Forgotten Hope, hands are Forgotten Touches, legs are Forgotten Journeys, and feet are Forgotten Steps. These are just drops that people get in Dynamis, and you can often find this in people's bazaars. I don't think I've ever bought them off the auction house, but I'm pretty sure you can. But these things are really cheap, significantly cheaper than buying 100 pieces. So what I would do is just take the base piece, talk to the Magian Trial, get the 50 forgotten pieces that you need to upgrade the piece, upgrade it to +2, then go turn that in to upgrade that to the 109 piece is going to probably be the cheapest and most efficient way of going about this process for Relic. Now, upgrading the pieces from the 109 to the 119 versions work in kind of a similar fashion, but now it's different materials. So Artifact stuff is going to be the base materials drop from high tier battles and then they are synthesized. Like a perfect example is the Exalted Lumber. You will get Exalted Logs doing high tier battles and then is of course synthed into lumber, and that actually goes across the board for all those pieces for Artifact. Relic, the piece is actually from Delve. It's from all the different Delve bosses. So you would need to either obtain up there or some of the other ways in Adeline that you can get these pieces. And then Empyrean is actually from Vagary. So, and these are typically boss drops in Vagary that you would need. But all of this stuff is auction houseable. Just be aware, to upgrade Empyrean armor from the 109 set to the 119 set, you will have had to clear the Vagary bosses. There are 5 different bosses, and each one unlocks a certain slot for Empyrean pieces. So if you beat one boss, you could say then upgrade the hands from 109 to 119. So if you want to be able to upgrade all 5 slots, you got to beat all 5 bosses. We then would need also to do the 119, the job inventory slots. And so again, this is going to work similar. For Artifact, it's going to be crafted materials. Some of this stuff you can get directly from BCNMs and stuff. You can, again, just buy it off the auction house. All this stuff is crafted, so it's pretty easy to obtain. For the Relic stuff, this is actually all from Voidwatch. Again, this is all auction houseable, but this can get quite expensive, just to be aware. And for Empyrean, it's always etched memories. So just across the board, for every job, you just need some etched memories on top of your REM slips. Etched memories are actually really cheap and very easy to get, so I wouldn't worry about too much, but if you need to, you can always get them out of bazaars, and I believe you can get them off the auction house too. And this is the process that you would go about to start upgrading your Artifact, Relic, and Empyrean armors. It's definitely worth doing because typically have like job-specific traits and stuff that it augments, or it augments your JAs. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Relic and Artifact currently can be upgraded to a +2 and +3 versions through other means. Artifact is done through Omen, and Relic is actually done through Dynamis Divergence, the new Dynamis. Empyrean currently can only go to the 119 +1 version of it, does not have a +2 and +3 version at this point. However, I see this being implemented at some point in the future, and obviously it'll get tied to whatever new events that they add. So I would be on the lookout for that whenever that comes. I will save doing the +2 and +3 versions for a separate video. Pretty easy process all in all, but it can be confusing. I hope this helped you guys out. Until next time, may you have success in all you do.